guys made a decision, or has Steve Wilks made a decision where he's going to be game day?
And we're going to put him on the field this week. Something we've talked about for a little bit. I think there's pluses to it and minuses to it, but we'll see what we like about this week.
What is your personal feeling on it?
I love being in the box. I think that's the best spot. I feel like you guys would judge me too hard if I went up there. If it ever gets cold enough, I might be. I like a chair and a desk and a lot of stuff to write down and things like that. But I had to do this for 9 years before I got here. I was only in the box 1 year, my last year, so I was 8 on the field before that. There's pluses and minuses to both, so you usually go with your preference.
What swung it? Why move Steve?
Just because of some of the stuff you do in the box, all the advantages to it, which are great, but I kind of wanted to be down and be near our players a little bit. They've had that more just with the linebacker communication in the past. And I want him to be down there so he can talk to guys a little bit more.
Red zone scoring for you guys is up efficiency-wise, but for the league, it's down. Is there something happening league-wide, a tendency that you see?
Global warming.
Right?
No, I see all that stuff random and everything. Even, the league always evolves. I think offenses have so many things that they do these days, not just a couple teams or half the teams, all the teams. I think it makes defenses have to be a lot more sound, not take as many risks, and stuff gets tighter down there. And when you're not taking as many risks and you're extremely sound, there's not as many freebies. And if you try to make a living off throwing jump balls or just running into loaded boxes, that's really tough too. And then when you sit back and you drop back when people are being sound, there's 7 to 8 guys in a tight area, and there's only 3 to 5 offensive guys in a tight area. So I think defenses are getting better in that area, and offenses, they catch up, and you got to get creative, or you got to get guys who can run it in.
Since McCaffrey got here, Deebo's production has been kind of off and on. A lot of it's injuries. What would it mean to get him back full strength and get them both going at the same time?
I think it'd be huge. I don't think we've really had that. Christian came in the middle of last year. Deebo was banged up throughout almost all last year and hasn't really had his exact role or been healthy since the year prior to that. And I thought Deebo started out great this year with how healthy he was, how good he was playing. And then he got some bad injuries, which have kind of set him back. And I think he's about ready to get back out there full, and hopefully we can keep him that way.
How can Chase's relationship with Nick maybe benefit him, easing him into the transition like getting here? We saw him at Monday at practice. They're obviously friends, so how does that maybe help a player who's traded in the middle of the season?
I think anytime you go to a new place, that's always a little weird for people. Football players just like anybody else, and you want to go in there and meet everyone and stuff, but I think it's always nice to have someone you've known prior to kind of show you the ropes and understand who you are, let other guys know, and it's just an easier transition for people.
How does Trevor Lawrence look compared to the guy you prepared for the last time you played him?
Very similar. I think Trevor is one of the more talented quarterbacks in this league. He's a problem at any time. He's the height he has, the size he has in that pocket. He can make any throw, and what he can do with his legs on any type of play, whether it's a design run for him or just getting out of the pocket and doing off-schedule stuff. He's always a problem.
When you see the Caldwell's defense, they held Pittsburgh to 260 yards or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the best. Them and Cleveland are definitely the best two defenses we played this year. I think they're playing at an extremely high level. They're not giving up yards. They're one of the hardest teams in the league to run the ball against. I think they're number 1 in getting turnovers. I think they're number 3 in giving up explosives. So they're a bend but don't break defense because they're not giving up explosives, and it's really tough to run the ball against them. And they lead the league in turnovers, so it's not a surprise they've won 5 in a row.